It was a quiet afternoon when I found myself alone at home. The sun streaming through the windows, casting a warm glow throughout the living room. I had decided to take a rare moment for myself, indulging in the comfort of my own space. The day had been long, and I relished the thought of a peaceful afternoon. As I moved through the house, I didn't notice that the front door had been left slightly ajar. My mind was elsewhere, lost in thoughts of the mundane tasks that awaited me. It wasn't until I heard a soft knock that I realized someone had entered. I turned to see my neighbor Jake, a 19-year-old with an easy smile and a youthful energy that was hard to ignore. He had always been friendly, often stopping by to chat with my husband or lend a hand with yard work. But today he looked a bit uncertain, as if he hadn't meant to intrude. "Hey, I'm sorry. I thought I heard someone in here," he said, his eyes widening as he took in the scene. I stood there, caught off guard, feeling a rush of embarrassment wash over me. I was dressed only in a light robe, having just come from the shower, and the air felt charged with an unexpected tension. "It's okay," I replied, trying to maintain my composure. "I didn't expect anyone to come by." Jake hesitated, glancing around the room as if searching for an excuse to leave. But something in the air shifted, and I could sense the curiosity in his gaze. There was an undeniable chemistry between us, a spark that had always lingered beneath the surface of our neighborly interactions. As he stepped further into the room, I felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. The boundaries of our relationship were blurring, and I could see the intrigue in his eyes. It was a moment that felt both thrilling and dangerous. "Are you sure it's okay if I stay?" he asked, his voice low. I could feel my heart racing as I considered the implications of his question. Part of me wanted to push him away, to remind him of the lines we shouldn't cross. But another part of me was drawn to the idea of this unexpected encounter. "Just for a moment," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. The tension in the room thickened as we stood there, the air heavy with unspoken words. Jake took a step closer, and I could see the conflict in his eyes. He was young, full of life and curiosity, and I was drawn to that energy. In that moment, I felt a rush of desire, a longing for connection that I hadn't realized I had been missing. As he reached out, his fingers brushed against my arm, sending a shiver down my spine. I could feel the heat radiating between us, and I knew that this moment would change everything. The world outside faded away, leaving just the two of us in this charged space. "Are you sure?" he asked again, his voice filled with uncertainty. I nodded, feeling a mix of exhilaration and fear. This was a chance encounter that neither of us had anticipated, but it was one that would linger in our minds long after the moment had passed. In that instant, I knew we were crossing a line, but the thrill of the unknown was too enticing to resist. We were two souls drawn together by circumstance, and as we stood there, I felt a connection that was both exhilarating and terrifying. As the moment unfolded, Jake's hands found their way to my waist, pulling me closer. I could feel the warmth of his body against mine, and the world outside faded away. We moved together slowly, savoring the intimacy of the moment, each touch igniting a fire within me. In that space, I felt a sense of happiness and freedom that I hadn't experienced in a long time. It was a moment of pure connection, a dance of desire that felt both thrilling and forbidden. I surrendered to the experience, allowing myself to be fully present in the intimacy we shared. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support means everything to me and helps us create a space where we can share, reflect, and grow together.